following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Ohio.
Who's ready for the Division IV state championship? Cam Etzler is. What a stellar performance in the semis as his Knights beat Tri-Village. Flip that over, and you know that Jacob Paul feels the very same way. Paul, big effort in the semis as Harvest Prep went down to the Knights of St. Thomas Aquinas. Division IV state title at hand. Yeah, you got to get ready to yell it up. We get it rolling next on Sports Time Ohio. More excitement, you bet there will be. Sure to be a factor inside Value City Arena here on the Ohio State University campus, Columbus, Ohio. Hope you're ready for a Division IV state championship. Convoy's Crestview's Knights undefeated against the upstart Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas Knights. Great to see you, everybody. Michael Reghi, my partner, the former Ohio State Buckeye, Tony White. Tony, when we look at one unbeaten squad at Convoy Crestview, haven't lost this year, and an 11-loss Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas squad makes a real nice dynamic.
Well, Michael, it doesn't matter right now. We're talking about two teams that have one game to win a state championship. One undefeated, one came in the tournament, 500. Throw that out, baby. It's all about who plays these four quarters the best.
Convoy Crestview, you see their run to this state championship game. They came back to beat Madison Tri-Village 54-50. They only allow about 40 points per game. And in Tyson Bolaball, they have one of the truly fine both ends of the floor players in this tournament.
Well, this is one of the reasons why this Crestview team is so tough. 2 6'5" pillars, size in size, and Tyson Bolaball is the center on this team. He's long, he's lanky, he has the ability to score with that height in the post. And in Division IV, a 6'5", active athletic player gives you a big advantage. You just don't see that size and that athleticism in Division IV often. That's going to give Crestview a big chance, a big advantage down low.
Let's take a peek at the tournament trail that the Knights of St. Thomas Aquinas traveled. That win over Richmond Heights in the regional final was an absolute stunner. And then in the semifinals, of course, they came back after a rough start and beat Harvest Prep. Third member of our telecast today, Michelle Mimna, has a chat with the head coach of Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas, Matt Hackenberg.
You have a lineup that is kind of a nightmare to guard in some terms. Talk about your all-guard or your guard-heavy lineup, please.
It's unconventional, but what we were trying to do is find the best 5 guys that play together, and we found a lineup that can be pretty effective. And you know, there's some deficiencies with it in rebounding and guarding the post, but the positives that it brings with its versatility, it's really been key for this stretch run that we've made.
And you guys had a very entertaining press conference after the semis. You know, your guys seem like a great group of guys. And they told a story about walking in BW3 one night, and it kind of has defined a little bit of this unconventional lineup. Can you tell us that story real quick?
Well, the hostess at BW3's asked us if we were a swim team. And I guess with our size, you know, we don't typically look like a great basketball team, but we do the things that are necessary to win basketball games. You know, the defense and the toughness and, you know, taking care of the basketball. So don't necessarily look the part, but we play like it.
Okay. Well, good luck today.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Now, they're a basketball squad, all right. Tony, I hear they are sitting at 8 wins and 11 losses, and they rip off 9 straight wins to play for a state title.
Yeah, and those guards, hey, the guard offense works. If you can spread a team and make some threes, you can win games, as this team has shown.
All right, so the intrigue that we always talk about, an 11-loss team at St. Thomas Aquinas playing for a state championship against unbeaten Convoy Crestview. It's time to play basketball to decide a Division IV state title.
This OHSAA state championship game is brought to you by Tom Raper RVs in Columbus and Cincinnati, and online at tomraper.com. By Cleveland Cavaliers basketball, all for one, one for all. And by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices no matter where you are, only with Time Warner Cable.
Every road in the state of Ohio leads to Value City Arena this weekend. Why not? There's state championships to be decided. Convoy, Crestview's Knights, and the Knights of Louisville, St. Thomas Aquinas. All right, let's meet those that'll decide it. Our starting lineups presented by Tom Raper RVs. First for the undefeated Knights of Convoy, Crestview, Cam Etzler, along with Connor Lotzenheiser, the Damian Helm, all inspirational leaders on the squad. Leading scorers Tyson Bulletball. Flip that over and take a look at the Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas Knights. Big win in the semis. Sam Pusateri, Daniel Piero, Jacob Paul, Anthony Meglin. They're all under 6 feet tall. Austin Hill, their biggest. He plays at 1 in this 1 in 4 out. Austin Hill at 6'3". All right, let's get Tony White to work as we take a look at our keys to the game. Tony, you're on go. Brought to you by Cleveland Cavaliers basketball.
Well, for Crestview, first work the bigs. The 2 tallest players in the court will be Helm and Bolenball, both for Crestview. Conway, both 6'5". That's a huge advantage that they have to take advantage of. Helm and Bolenball, I think, need to be featured in this Crestview offense, and they need to play well. And for Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas, make threes. Playing a 5-out offense with 4 guards and only 1 player taller than 6'1", you better be able to make some 3-point shots. And this St. Thomas Aquinas team can do that. They made 17 threes in the district championships in this tournament. They don't have to do that again, but they better make some threes if they want to beat Convoy Crestview.
Yeah, they've been shooting the basketball very, very well. You settle back, get ready to enjoy it. We're going to take you to the hoop all afternoon long. Norwalk's Truckers, the Division II state championship. We decide Division IV. Our opening tip brought to you by our good friends at Time Warner Cable. Let's go as Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas. Cinderella? Yeah, 11 losses, but we'll see if that will not deter them right away. That triple is right there from Connor Lotzenheiser. Well, did he have a foot on the line?
He did.
All right, he did. They'll give him the long deuce then. So that's how we start in our Division IV state championship. Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas, both these squads nicknamed the Knights. St. Thomas Aquinas out of the North Coast League, of course, in Stark County, wearing their home whites. They're trying to attack the rim was Daniel Piero, and he had that swatted. It'll stay with St. Thomas Aquinas. Jeremy Best, what a very engaging and loose head coach he is. The AP Coach of the Year, of course, in Division IV. Why not? His squad 28-0. I'm going to run that down out near us, near the timeline. Jacob Paul. Austin Hill, who wears number 24. Their top perimeter player, Tony, and yet at 6'3", I mean, they want to get him in the spots on the floor. He likes to get the basketball.
And look how spread out this St. Thomas Aquinas team is. I mean, they can barely see each other. They're so spread out. They're taking the entire half court to create exactly that, driving lanes. When you spread a team out on defense, you create natural gaps, and if you're a guard-oriented 5-out offense, you can take advantage of those gaps by going to the rim.
Daniel Piero, the 5'10 junior, did that. But on the offensive end for Convoy Crestview, as you see, Cameron Etzler. Cam Etzler, 5'11 senior, heading to Anderson University in Indiana to play his college basketball. And Etzler's on the push. That deep jumper will drop as burying that as Connor Lotzenheiser, and Convoy Crestview starts 3 for 3 from the floor.
Making their shots, and winning championships is all about initially making shots, because you can't win these games. There are too many good teams in this tournament to come out and not make your shots. You've got to make those when you have the opportunity. Then you got to play some tough defense, at least down the stretch.
Well, Daniel Piero at 5'10", trying to get something happen, but Damian Helm who wears number 15 for Convoy Crestview on the squad. As you look at Matt Hackenberg in just his second season at Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas. I used the term, the adjective stunning, Tony, to describe their 52-50 regional final win over Richmond Heights, one of the tremendously talented schools that we have in the Cleveland area. And it was that as They rung up a win that, quite frankly, nobody saw coming in that regional final.
Well, they're an 11-11 team before this tournament starts. Nobody saw any of their tournament wins coming, and here they are playing in the state championship game.
The beauty, right, the beauty of the road to the state Final Four in Columbus in all divisions. Well, you mentioned St. Thomas Aquinas being spread out. You are absolutely right. Well, they run this motion offense with a lot of dribble handoffs up top. Piero gave it up. That's Sam Pusateri to knock down the three. Only had 3 assists, only attempted 1 shot in the semifinal win, but he's right there with that triple hit.
And you saw a brief glimpse of why this St. Thomas Aquinas team is here. Patience, taking the ball, moving it around, and waiting until they get an open 3 and then making that 3.
Going to the free throw line is going to be Damian Helm, the 6'4" senior. He averages 15 a game, and he was a perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw department in the semifinal win. Convoy Crestview lighten it up. They're a perfect 3 for 3 from the floor. Crestview with a 2-point lead. Thursday, about 48 hours ago, both these squads worked their way to this state championship battle by winning the semis as Crestview's hot early and having this 2-point advantage. Convoy Crestview went to 28-0. Tony, they're down at halftime. They put on a 15-4 blitz in the third quarter. They started with a 12-0 run, and they delivered a knockout punch to Tri-Village.
And look at those free throws, 22 of 27, making shots, very, very tough free throw shots down the stretch and forcing 15 turnovers. That's how you get to a state championship game.
Tri-Village, the Patriots, very good basketball team, but they were not able to respond. And for the Knights of Louisville, St. Thomas Aquinas, you see the combined 37 points from Anthony Meglin and Jacob Paul and also Austin Hill. And they too, defensively, look at the vice they put on Harvest Prep, only 15 second-half points.
And a great defensive effort, and the question is, can this St. Thomas Aquinas team duplicate that effort against the size, the sheer size of this Crestview team with 2 6'5" players? I mean, it's hard to check size, especially if it is used effectively on the offensive end by routinely going to the post, and if it's active size, which these kids are, Helm and Bolenbar are active, that means there are going to be a lot of offensive rebound opportunities. Can St. Thomas Aquinas deal with all those inside points that Crestview can probably rack up?
There's a tremendous amount of Division I baseball talent on this Convoy Crestview squad. Here's one of them going to Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne, and that is Damian Helm. Helm will split the pair from the line. A lot of familiar names in state of Ohio basketball history here that we'll get into on this Crestview side a little bit later on. That open look for Daniel Piero is going to rattle and come out. And Convoy Crestview wants to run. They like to push off misses on the spin to the cup, but no delivery from Damian Helm. But the putback is going to go from Tyson Mullenbaugh, the 6'5" senior.
That's exactly what we talked about, Michael. The missed shot, still an offensive opportunity for Crestview. The missed shot is just another opportunity to score when you have 2 6'5" guys in a Division IV basketball game. St. Thomas Aquinas has nobody to match that size. Somebody's going to have to get those 2 guys, Helm and Bolenbaugh, on their back and keep them off the glass.
You saw Anthony Meglin, the 6' junior. Meglin went for 11 points and 14 boards in the semis for St. Thomas Aquinas. He just threw it away. Just got a good look at Matt Hackenberg, and we heard from Matt Hackenberg with Michelle Mimna as we began the show today. Hackenberg looks like he should be playing for Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas in his second year with that youthful head coaching look.
Well, coaching is not exactly known for keeping it youthful.
So you say that's going to change on Coach Hackenberg?
I'm thinking he's got a few years to enjoy that. The pressure will get to him.
Speaking of pressure, bad decision from Austin Hill is that bounce pass. And Tony, when you're as small as St. Thomas Aquinas is, with all of that motion and dribble handoff up top, you you got to be real, almost perfect and value the basketball, don't you?
Well, we talked about what St. Thomas Aquinas needs to do at the defensive end. On the offensive end, you're exactly right, Michael. They cannot turn it over, and they've got to make open shots. The whole point of the motion offense is to create open shots. If you can't make them, you're kind of spinning your wheels on offense.
They need a point producer per game. That's Damian Helm as he dialed up long distance by connecting on the three. And now Convoy Crestview's lead, the largest of the opening quarter. They're up 8. Austin Hill, the top offensive talent for Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas, but Matt Hackenberg probably sensing exactly what we're discussing as we go back to the Damian Helm 3, but Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas is certainly not getting the opportunity looks that they normally do offensively.
That's right, and when they do get those looks, they're not making those shots, which is a key point that they've got to be talking about in the huddle. Look, guys, when we have those shots, you got to make them. And keep in mind, this St. Thomas Aquinas team, I mean, they're not a great, team coming back from a large deficit. Simply, they can make threes, which is helpful in coming back from a large deficit, but they run so much clock. They run an offense. It's a motion offense. It requires patience, and therefore it requires time to get the right shots. They're not just square up and beat you type of a team. And so if you need a lot of time in your possessions to score your threes and score your points, you can only come back for so much amount of time before, it gets just to be too much of a hurdle to get over. And that's what the St. Thomas Aquinas team needs to think about. They need to think about getting consistent on offense right now, because they don't have the luxury of waiting until mid-third quarter to settle into their offense.
As Convoy Crestview breaks that huddle, you see Connor Lutzenheiser off to the solid start, hitting the triple and the deep jumper. And you saw graphically Damian Helm, co-Division IV Player of the Year, but he does get offensive support. Both Cameron Etzler, Tyson Bolenball, both double-digit point producers. And another problem for Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas as Pete Ruthie, there's Ruthie, 5'6" junior, turned it over.
Well, it's a good drive, but having a plan in there is important. And once he got amongst those trees, there was nothing he was going to be able to do. The inbounds play here this time, the foul and the pressure by St. Thomas Aquinas. I like the pressure, trying to cause some turnovers, get some extra possessions so you can make some extra threes and make up some of the time that you're looking at, you're burning on the offensive end by some extra possessions.
Up 8 for Convoy Crestview. It's been 11 years since they've been here to Columbus. Played for a D4 state championship. Well, coming off that screen with a good look at the three is Connor Lutzenheiser, and an offensive board for Cameron Etzler. The Etzler name very familiar on this Ohio State campus, as Isaiah Zimmerman missed the three. Another offensive board, so that's going to be a walk on Damian Helm. Tony, the uncle of Cam Etzler, Doug Etzler, one of Randy Ayer's recruits back early to mid 90s here with the Ohio State Buckeyes on the basketball side.
Absolutely, Doug Etzler, a feisty player. Got out in the court, played with a great head, knew how to play the game, was able to make some shots. You left Doug Etzler open, he got your eye.
Yeah. I tried to go to the hoop with that strong drive was Anthony Meglin. Meglin, who had a big performance for Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas in Thursday's semis. And he'll attack the hoop offensively, and you saw that on display right there. How about that double-double, 11 and 14 boards against Harvest Prep?
That's how the big guys like to get their double-doubles. You like those points, but you want to have more rebounds than points, and that shows how tough you are. And I like him driving in there like that. Meglin's going to have to be very active in getting into the post with the drive and making some opportunities down there. But I'm telling you, if St. Thomas Aquinas thinks they're going to win a state championship, they're going to have to start rebounding, because Crestview got 3 shots at it on the offensive end, and that is way too many to give Crestview.
Well, there's an offensive board for you off the missed free throw from Meglin. Unfortunately for St. Thomas Aquinas, Austin Hill traveled with it after he grabbed the offensive bound.
Lots of turnovers for St. Thomas Aquinas right now. Just not looking comfortable on the offensive end. Got to settle in. Some people need to start making some shots so the team settles into their offense and gets into a groove.
So there it is, exactly what Tony's talking about. Double up +1, the 9 boards for Convoy Crestview. There, Preston Zaleski, the 5'9" junior, got hit for using that off arm and clearing off. Offensive foul on Zaleski.
Watch the offensive play. A little bit of a push by Zaleski. That's a tight call by the official, but you know, high school basketball, you extend your arm in any situation, whether there's contact or not, or even a little bit of contact. You extend your arm on offense, you're going to get whistled.
Yeah, you discussed that on both ends of the floor back in our Division II game today. That's a clean look for 3, and Daniel Piero will drain it.
That's a big shot by Piero. The kid comes in averaging only 5.7 points a game, but that 3 might be the catalyst that causes this St. Thomas Aquinas team to settle down and make some shots. Had a great 3-on-1 opportunity there, but fumbled the ball and another turnover.
Yeah, Piero had a rip away, but Pete Ruthie couldn't hold on. The reverse doesn't drop for Convoy's Tyson Bolenball.
Well, you see Tyson Bolenball in there, 6'5". No need to be down there reversing it. Just take a power dribble and take it up.
Pete Ruthie's been involved since he's come in. Just a 5'6" junior. He's attacked the hoop, but look at this wraparound that went right through the hands of his teammate Anthony Meglin.
Okay, let's get a little mustard off that hot dog and let's make ourselves a regular pass.
The stick back is going to go down. Running the floor is Tyson Bolenball. 15.8 rebound semifinal performance for Bolenball on 6 and 9 from the floor. Very efficient.
He is, and I tell you, it is an absolute, it's like a buffet down low for all the Crestview big guys. There are so many offensive rebound chances. They're down there in their buffet pig out on the offensive glass. Oh my God!
You sound like you're saying they're getting gluttonous.
Oh man, I mean, as a big guy, when you see a smaller team and you know you can rebound against them, and you're getting offensive rebounds, you're just begging somebody to shoot because you just want those offensive rebound chances.
You need a bib, right? You're
yes.
Salivating a little bit. Pete Ruthie got hit with the wall. Ruthie right now is, you know, in warp speed, trying to go about 190 miles an hour.
Let's just say it's not been a good first quarter for him. He is one of the poster children for need to settle down.
7th turnover, 5 seconds left. 7th turnover on St. Thomas Aquinas with 2 left. That runner did not fall from Damian Helm. 8 minutes in the books. Can Convoy Crestview's Knights out of Van Wert County in the Northwest Conference go to 29-0 and win a state championship? We're going to find out. A lot more basketball to go. Crestview by 6. Try to stay undefeated and win a state championship. The Knights of Convoy Crestview, they've got a 15-9 lead. Before we start the second quarter, the Ohio High School Athletic Association, always sparkling here in Columbus, are Michelle Mimna, joined by Assistant Commissioner Bo Rugg. Michelle.
Thank you, guys. I'm here with Bo Rugg, who's an assistant commissioner for the OHSAA. Bo, it's not football season yet, but some of your duties involve overseeing football. What's a change or two that we can expect for next fall's state championships in football?
Well, we're real excited about the state championships in football coming to Columbus. Certainly the biggest change will be only having one venue for all 7 games. So we'll have to do some logistical things to make sure that we have enough time in between games. But we're excited about that. We've been meeting monthly with it, with the good folks in the group at Ohio State headed by Mike Penner, so we're excited.
Yeah, we're looking forward to high school football for sure. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Michelle, always good seeing and hearing Bo Rugg and all of the commissionership. And of course, Dr. Dan Law. Spoke with Dr. Dan last couple of days. They're thrilled to be putting on another state tournament classic. As that pass is ripped away on St. Thomas Aquinas' first possession. And then getting it right back, though, for the Knights of St. Thomas Aquinas is Sam Pusateri. Long-range triple from Anthony Meglin. Splash.
St. Thomas Aquinas needed that. Started out the quarter with yet another turnover. They're 8th in the game, but able to get another turnover from Crestview and bury the 3.
This is Damian Helm. He's got a good look, and He'll answer with a triple hit of his own.
Here's a kid who shoots 43% from the three-point line, and he's showing his versatility at 6'5", can take it out to the three-point line and make shots.
On the floor right now for St. Thomas Aquinas, Sam Pusateri and Daniel Piero, along with Anthony Meglin, Jacob Paul, and Austin Hill, those starters. And Anthony Meglin is feeling it. That face-up jumper he'll ring up. 5 quick ones for Anthony Meglin.
Tough shot there. He had a hand in his face, had to make that over top of the defender.
Whatever head coach Matt Hackenberg talked to his Knights of St. Thomas Aquinas about working, having their hands on basketball's passing lane. Meglin hitting jumpers, attacking the rim. Off the look away is Jacob Paul. Here come the Knights of Louisville, St. Thomas Aquinas.
Showing some guts is St. Thomas Aquinas. Not playing well on offense, kicking it around, 8 turnovers. Now they're back in this game by simply playing tough. And watch this fake pass. That is nice by Jacob Paul. Coming down the court, faking him out of his shoes, does he? And then off for the easy layup. That transition opportunity came off the turnover, and that's what St. Thomas Aquinas wants to do. They want to run offense in the half court, run offense, run offense, then find somebody standing all by themselves at the three-point line, and then when they get a turnover or a missed shot, run in transition. They got like 50 guards on the court. They want to get all those guards in transition and make some points there.
This is a basketball team, St. Thomas Aquinas. You see in their Division 4, obviously, you know, a plus 13 there in the win side. Now, as they played D2s and Day 3s, it became 4 wins as opposed to 10 losses.
And they played a tough schedule, so that, you know, that 11-11 record coming into the tournament does not tell the story of this St. Thomas Aquinas team. They were really built to win in this tournament in the regular season. And guess what? They're doing it.
Well, that North Coast League, as we know, in Northeast Ohio in the corridor from Cleveland down through Canton, is going to the hole strong as Tyson Bolenbaugh get that Convoy Crestview Knights offense rolling again. But back to our thought about Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas. Tony, 2 of the losses to Cleveland's Villa Angela St. Joe's, who we'll see here in the Division 3. As now the long-range artillery's coming out. Sam Pusateri, Anthony Meglin have both hit threes here to start the second quarter.
And this is why St. Thomas Aquinas is so dangerous, because they have the ability to make threes all over the court. And they're going to spread you with all those guards. They're absolutely going to spread you. And if you leave off one player, that player can nail the shot.
Crestview's leads down to 1, but make it 3, though, as that double clutch jumper from Preston Zaleski drops. A lot of shot making going on, Tony White, as we start quarter number 2.
Well, both these teams now settling into their offense, especially St. Thomas Aquinas. They just looked out of sorts and a little nervous in the first quarter. That nervousness seems to have gone away, and they seem much more comfortable with what they're trying to do.
Motion offense, a lot of time it's 5 out, none in, or certainly always 4 out, 1 in, and that's going to be a travel as Daniel Piero took a walk as he came off the screen. All right, get settled in. We might have the makings of something special. Convoy Crestview by 3. After trailing by 6, Matt Hackenberg has certainly got the attention of his Knights of Louisville St. Thomas Aquinas. They have already put 10 in the books in the second quarter. Diversity offensively.
And we've seen why they're in the state championship game here in this second quarter. The ability to make three-point shots from a spread offense and to create turnovers. And when you get those turnovers, throw it to all the guards you got in transition filling lanes and make points at the rim in transition. That way you don't get hurt and trying to score with all those guards against big guys. And this St. Thomas Aquinas team, they are a shooting basketball team. We mentioned it earlier in the open. 17 threes in the district championships. They can make three-point shots, and if they get on the roll, you make that many threes, it is hard to keep up with a team that can rack it up from the three-point line like this St. Thomas Aquinas team can.
So let's see if the offense continues. Both ball clubs shooting it very, very well. Convoy Crestview. And again, this Convoy Crestview squad out of Van Wert County in the Northwest Conference, trying to go to 29-0 and cap off a perfect, unbeaten. And then what would be, of course, Division IV state championship as we get contact. And that St. Thomas Aquinas foul is going to go on 5'9" sophomore Jacob Paul.
Crestview, the only unbeaten team in the entire